Good morning, and thank you for watching this video about how to find, submit, and review feedback on your assignments in Microsoft Teams. Let's get started. We're going to use my CAS 1301 class, an Introductory Communication Studies class, as an example. I'll show you some screenshots that I took of a student's perspective on this course. First, however, it's important that you figure out where to find assignments to begin with in the Teams platform. I should mention that the assignments tool is only available in Teams that are classrooms, that is, that have been set up for online classes. If your team is set up for staff collaboration, for instance, it won't have an assignments tool embedded in it. Microsoft Teams has some basic structures regardless of the platform. One is a series of buttons. In the mobile app, it's often across the bottom, and in the desktop and web apps, it's often to the left here. What you're seeing are buttons or main kinds of options, regardless of the team that you're in. If you don't see it here immediately, you can always select the three dots to look for the assignments button. That button will take you to assignments in any class you might have in or on the Teams platform. As well, you can go to the team itself. I'm within the CAS 1301 Communication Perspective course, and I'm on the General channel. The General channel is where you will find the Assignments tab. It's a default setting for any team that is set up as a class. Just look right about here, or somewhere across this top row. Regardless of where you scroll and what you're looking at, these tabs should stay near the top on the desktop app. Select that. What we're going to do is take a look at the view of assignments from a student's perspective. What you can do, whether you're an instructor or a student, is look at your assignments in a list form or in a calendar format. This calendar format allows you to follow the dates when something might be available. If you want to simply look at them according to their due date, regardless of calendar, simply choose the list format. You're now looking at the Assignments tab from a student's point of view. You'll see that conversation number 1 is an assignment that was due on January 31st. The student has submitted this work, and the instructor has returned feedback or evaluation. The following assignment, or the next one, due on February 2nd in this screenshot, is conversation number 2. Let me walk you through what you see if you were to click on conversation number 2 and attempt to submit some work. The screen for conversation number 2 and any assignment presents some basic information. At top left in this desktop view, you'll see the assignment name, conversation number 2. Below that, you'll see instructions. Some instructions may be on the course syllabus, and some instructions may be provided in detail on the assignments page within Teams. Still focusing on the left-hand side of the screen, you'll see the title Reference Materials. On this page, there are no reference materials attached. But if your instructor wants you, for instance, to use a paper template or to complete a particular worksheet, they may attach something for you to use here. At the very bottom left of your screen, you will see a title, My Work, and below that a button that says Add Work. That's where you're going to upload whatever document is due for your assignment. Take note, however, that you haven't submitted your work when you've added your work to this page. You still have to select the button in the upper right-hand corner, Turn In. So you have to add or attach your work, and then be sure to turn it in. Let's focus in on the right-hand side of this screen, our example assignment, conversation number 2. There's a due date and a time listed as the deadline. Assume that all times for MSU Denver classes are in Mountain Standard Time. It also lists the points available. And we see a link to a rubric. Not all instructors will use rubrics, and not all assignments will have rubrics. But if one is available, you will see a purple link provided stating assignment rubric. Here you'll see that I've provided a conversation assignment rubric for my students. it's a very good idea to review rubrics prior to submitting your work. Rubrics effectively describe very good, mediocre, and perhaps very bad assignments to you. It's a great way to review your own work using the language of the professor or instructor. You can look at rubrics anytime if they're available to you. So before turning in your work, give it a look and ask yourself, how well do I think my work stacks up against this rubric? It's a great hint into the thinking of your instructor and how they're going to look at your work. This is the rubric for conversation number 1, which our fictional student has submitted. When looking at an evaluation rubric, the bottom line is actually at the top. In this case, the top right. The total points the student has earned is 4 out of 5 possible points for conversation number 1. Instructors evaluate different parts of the assignment according to their rubric. In this case, you see one part is quality of writing and format or length expectations. The other quality you see being evaluated here is the quality of discussion with peers or responses to others. Conversation number 1 is a discussion board assignment. There are also standards of measurement. In this case, there are only 2, but your instructor or the assignment may call for more standards of assessment. They might be, for instance, very good, good or acceptable, and poor or not very good. They might be excellent or rudimentary. Whatever your teacher has labeled them, there are going to be a spectrum of evaluations. And those spectra of evaluations will also then include for each point or each gradation a short description. So in this case, we see that the student has met expectations for the quality of their writing and for adhering to format and length requirements for the assignment. You'll note, however, that the instructor in this case has said that the student's discussion with peers or replies to others needs some kind of improvement. Individual comments or personal feedback from the instructor may appear here or on the main assignment page. Depending on the assignment and instructor, you may not receive individualized feedback. One final note about a glitch with Microsoft Teams for Education. You will see next to each standard of evaluation, meets expectations in this case, or needs improvement, some points listed. Meets expectations, it says, is worth 2 points, and needs improvement, it says, is worth 1 point. Well, it turns out that that's not actually the case based on the way in which professors might use these particular rubrics. The bottom line is, don't pay attention to individual points for individual elements of feedback within the rubric. Instead, focus on the qualitative element where the professor describes how well you've done or your performance on a particular aspect of the assignment. Focus on that for qualitative feedback. And for the bottom line, your points on the assignment, look instead to the total in the upper right-hand corner. I hope that this video has helped you understand how to submit your work and also review your professor or instructor's feedback on Microsoft Teams. If you're unclear, go ahead and watch the video again or reach out to your professor or instructor. If they're using Microsoft Teams, they are using a powerful collaboration tool. There are many ways you can reach out, from asking questions in a general conversation channel, by mentioning the instructor, by sending them a private chat, or by reaching out to them through more conventional means, scheduling an office hours appointment, making a phone call to their office, sending them an email. Don't just wait for those assignments to come due and then try to figure out how to do it. Make sure that you have practice understanding the dimensions of Microsoft Teams and the methods for submitting assignments before that deadline comes. I wish you the best. Thanks for watching.